Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on the 998 engine strip down and rebuild. Straight from where I left off in the last one. I just got the clutch removed and the flywheel etc. So now I'm going to focus on the housing, the gearbox and a couple of bits and pieces round about there. Let's just get straight into it. Right, before I get this bell housing off, I'm going to get this seal off. Just means that now the casing can lift off once all the bolts are done. So there's various bolts, some round the top, some round the bottom and some inside. Differ slightly depending on your year of Mini and what type of clutch is on it. But I'm going to go ahead and take all these bolts off. Top ones, I'm told, are a different thread to the bottom ones, and they're different again on the inside. So what I'm going to do as I take them off and I lift this away, I'm just going to put them, screw them back into the engine so I know where they go, and it means I won't lose them later on. And that's the next plan. I'm just going to stick the time lapse on, speed you up, get all these off, and then this will just lift straight off. Right, so I've removed the 3 on the top and the 4 on the bottom. On the bottom you've also got the bracket that sits here. And like I said, the bolts are all different sizes and threads. The 3 on the bottom here, 1, 2, 3, are all the same size. This end one here is longer, so just in comparison, there's the 2 bolts. Right, all the ones on the inside now, which are easier because I can get into with a socket. Right. As with the wok or other parts that might need a slight tap with a hammer, it's been on here a while, but just breaking it through, and this is when you find out if you've missed any bolts. Just obviously be careful bringing the gears out. And there we go, that's the bell housing cover off, or whatever its actual name is. Right, the engine has been turned upside down, which obviously there's oil going to fall out, so get your bucket ready. Right, I'm now going to take the gearbox off, and all it is a series of bolts all the way around either side. Just remembering the bracket here as well, and the same around this side. Just working along methodically, and then we'll get this lifted off. Right, all the bolts, a couple of different sizes, nuts, spring washers have all been removed from around the casing. I'm going to give it a few taps all the way around and then hopefully this is just going to lift off. It'll stick quite a bit because it's been sealed with the gasket for quite a few years, but I'm going to see how it comes off, and I'm going to obviously see how heavy it is. So here is the first look in the engine block from the bottom. You can see the crankshaft here, very oily, as you expect. Camshaft further in there, and I've not touched this. It's been left as it is. It'll get covered and the rest will get stripped in the following videos. The bolts, nuts, washers, I've all put back in their corresponding holes because they won't get lost and I know where they are. Over to the gearbox, which is on the bench next to all the other goodies that came off, and again, not been cleaned, not been touched. This I'm always going to cover up so that no dirt or anything gets in here, and I'll look at what I'm doing with that further down the line. So the block, I want the block to be down to a bare block, so the next thing I need to look at is the timing cover, crankshaft pulley, things like that. For some reason I'm not looking forward to this, because when I start turning it, it's just going to turn and lock. That's my prediction anyway, but we'll see. So yeah, I'm going to get this all cleaned up, get this tab knocked back, and see if I can't get this pulley off, and then I can get a better look at the timing cover. First thing I'm going to do is get this area cleaned up with the wire wheel, and the locking tab here is bent back, only in one place, so that's going to get hit back with a drifting hammer. So you've seen the two bars there. It didn't take an awful lot of force to come off, it just needed to come off evenly. So you would need two bars just to sort of ease it off all the same direction. What I'm going to do now, and I'll just stick it on a time lapse, I'm going to go down, I'm going to get the timing cover off. So there's 11 bolts all around the outside, plus I'm going to need to move this bracket for the alternator out the way, and then we'll get a look in at the timing chain. I think what I might do as well, just while it's on here, give it a little clean up with some gunk and a little wire brush, because it is horrible. Voila. Into the timing chain. At least it looks in good condition. It actually looks fairly new, but not knowing the history, I don't know when it's been replaced. Once the cover's off, this oil thrower just lifts off. You can see at the bottom there's a groove, so it only goes on a certain way. Next, this nut needs to come off for the main sprocket. You can see again here there's a locking tab which will need replaced when the new one goes on, but this tab looks brand new, it really does. So again, it's just a hammer and punch, and then get into this to get this off. Small bolt and the lock nut. This should just slide off once we're at that stage. I just need to remove the bolts off this chain tensioner here. So just a little note, this locking washer has a little locking tab that bends in the way. That goes into the sprocket in this little gap here, so it can only go a certain way, like that. Right, I'm going to get this chain tensioner off now. You'll only find these on the later minis. So on this you have a washer, split washer, and then that. That should do enough to loosen the tension there to get the chain off. Like that, so you don't have to take the whole thing off. But because I'm stripping the whole engine, I'm going to take it off anyway. Ooh, that could be a parts delivery. Hope so. So there we go, just two bolts holding that on. Closer look at the tensioner, just holds it nice and tight. And we should notice the difference with the chain now. Floppy. So, time to get the sprockets off. I'll loosen them off first just by prying them. Move slightly. So there we go, they come off together. They actually look really good condition, they look fairly new. So I've noticed that a few things with this engine so far. I'm wondering if it's had a rebuild. So I think what I'll do there is I'll call it a day. I've done a fair bit of other things today as well, and it's a good point to stop, get tidied up a bit for another day. So thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers!